Good morning everybody, it's Monday. It is the last Monday in April 2021, it's the last few days of April. How are we getting on this fine sunny day? I feel like I just heard a noise outside, but I don't know what, so I'll back away from the window in case it's my neighbour. I don't want them to hear me vlogging. Good morning everybody, it is Monday. It is my final few days at university and I am relieved beyond belief. This whole school year has been insanely stressful and this past month in particular has like climaxed in stress, and I have had a very unfortunate time with my other module. Which has sucked and has cost me my degree classification, I reckon. And I've just been so miserable about that I've kind of forgotten that it's so close to the end, because it's not going to feel like it's over now until I get my degree, which I don't plan on looking to see what classification I've got forever if I can avoid it. I know I've done well enough to get a 2-1. I want a first though, but I don't think I'm going to get it. My dissertation is due in later this week. It's the only thing I've got left to submit. It's basically finished. It is just a case of polishing at this point. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to go through the feedback that I got from Studiosity. I don't know how it's pronounced. I think it's Studiosity, but I've always said Studiosity and I don't think that's right. I think it's Studiosity, but I don't know. If you don't know what it is, it's basically a service that your university can sign up for external feedback, so you can submit your assignments to it and they give you feedback on structure and grammar and referencing and stuff like that. They can't review content, which is the only frustrating thing about it, because otherwise it would be perfect, but still a really useful service when it comes to polishing and nitpicking all the kind of bits and bobs, because it essentially is just there to make sure that you're clear in your points in your assignment, which is always very useful. So I've submitted every single chapter of my dissertation in to this service, and each one of them has been reviewed. Depending on length, they've all been given 10 to 20 little comments and little bits to nitpick and change, and they're all very small. So yeah, it's just a case of going in and tweaking that information and then making sure my word count is okay. Studiosity is like a really good service for feedback, just because I don't know if it's just my uni, I assume it's not, but for some reason my dissertation supervisor is only allowed to give me feedback on 2 chapters, which was my literature review and my analysis and discussion chapter, and she's only allowed to look at a first draft, like she's not allowed to look at any updates. So I've updated both of those 2 chapters based off of her feedback, and then my intro, my methodology and my conclusion just haven't been looked at all. So it does provide me some comfort submitting them to Studiosity, just so they've been looked over by someone else once, you know? That's just always nice to have. And then yeah, word count, like I said, is literally just a case of making sure I'm not over word count, because it's a 10,000 word dissertation with a 10% allowance, so I'm allowed to go up to 11,000 words. And I think at the moment I'm like 11,100 and something, but most of that is going to be like the little notes that I've tacked on to the titles of each section, where I've kind of said this chapter is supposed to be approximately this word and it's actually this many words, and that's been like duplicated into the contents page. So I just basically need to delete all of that and correct that, and then if I'm still over then I have to go back and kind of delete mini words and stuff like that to make sure it's 11,000 and no more, and then it's done basically. Then it's done. I have a meeting with my supervisor tomorrow to go over the last couple of questions that I have, which I have like 2 basically, and they're very kind of general yes or no kind of questions. Then it's over and I'm free. That's what I'm going to be hunkering down and doing this morning, the last bit of my dissertation. It should be a good day. The birds are singing, the sun is out, the cat is asleep. It's going to be a good day. Good evening everybody, it's evening. It's been a really long time since I spoke to you, because I ended up not finishing my uni work until really late in the afternoon. It took me a really long time, and then after that I was like, oh well, I might as well just wait until that bit before dinner now. And then dinner ended up being a bit later than usual. So yeah, I'm late. Finished my uni work. I'm pretty sure I finished my dissertation today. Pretty sure. All that I had left to do was to comb through the Studiosity feedback, which, like I said, was mostly grammar and punctuation and structure related bits and bobs. There was one section where I basically had to restructure a whole little bit, which is what made it take a lot longer, because I had to really like think about how I was reiterating these sentences to still make them make sense. And that was kind of the bulk of it. The rest of it was literally just punctuation and grammar and all that kind of nitpicking. And then it was a case of making sure I fit into the word count. So it's a 10,000 word dissertation with a 10% allowance over, so 11,000 words. And I was at 11,038 at the end of me nitpicking, so I had to go back and delete like 38 words, which I combed through almost all of it and managed to delete, I don't know how many words I deleted in the end. I'm now at 10,992 words, so I'm gonna comb through it again tomorrow, or the rest of it at least tomorrow, to see if I can pull up any more words, because I want to add a sentence into my conclusion, but I have no space for it. And it's not the end of the world if I don't include it. It's not gonna fit my grade or anything, but it's like, I want to include it, you know? So yeah, I have a couple of questions for my dissertation supervisor tomorrow for our very quick meeting. They're very kind of minor questions that are very like nitpicky kind of things, you know? They're not really things that are going to affect my grade, but I just want it to be perfect for the sake of not losing marks. I've never use the proper formatting for referencing in an assignment. I've always been like against it. I've always used an actual bullet point list for my references instead of not using bullet points and just having them listed in your bibliography. And the format, I don't know what I've done, it just doesn't look right, and I don't know whether that's just because I'm not used to it or whether I've actually done something different. I feel like there needs to be a bigger gap between all of the references, you know? It just doesn't look right. I don't know what it is. And yeah, it's just a case of making sure all the commas are in the right place and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's basically finished. It is basically finished. It's just a case of those little questions needing answering tomorrow. But it is pretty much done, so I think I'm gonna submit it tomorrow evening and hopefully get a takeaway to celebrate. I haven't brought it up with my parents yet, and there's usually a meal plan going on, and I don't want to piss people off by interfering with the meal plan, but I also really want to celebrate, so they might just have to put with a bit of leftover food. But yeah, it was a really successful, productive afternoon, but like I said, it took a little bit longer than I thought it would, so I ended up having lunch super late. And then I washed my hair when Chris came back from work, and then I kind of just chilled out, caught up with some Fundy Fridays, which I haven't watched in a while. Chris had a German test today. He kind of like finished his like block of lessons, and he concluded it with a test which he said went very well. He passed, which is super good for him, bless him. He's just booked another block of lessons with this teacher. So that's really nice. Nice that he's picked that up over the past few weeks and he's doing really well in it. He said the teacher's good for teaching grammar, where Duolingo kind of struggled with that, and kind of explaining why things are certain ways. I can see why Duolingo is not great for that kind of stuff. I do still use Duolingo religiously every day, but you know, I can tell where it's not helpful. But I also don't want to spend money on lessons right now. Anyway, yeah, it's been a long time since I've caught up with you, so there's a lot to catch you up on. So this clip is quite long, but I'm gonna go down for dinner now. We've just been called downstairs. It's just gone 7:30, and I don't know what the evening plans are. I really want to watch another movie after we watched one last night, but I don't think Chris is going to be in the mood to watch another film. He was barely in the mood last night, and he hates movies, just as a rule. So 2 movie nights in a row might destroy him, and I don't want that. But we'll see. We'll see what is said. And I'm in my dressing gown because I'm rather chilly. It's been a good, successful day. It's been productive. I think I finished my dissertation. It's gonna submit it tomorrow, and then it's due on Wednesday. So, yeah. It's exciting. fucking string?
I don't know, you should probably check the footage. I just kind of left it there to film while I played with slippers, so it probably didn't catch anything.
Probably heard it though. If I could hear it in the bathroom, you were making loads of noise. You're very heavy-footed for a small cat, aren't you? Yeah. Hi. Good evening, everybody. I'm very blue. Dabbo dee dabbo die. No copyright strike, Chris. Come on. Gotta play by the YouTube rules. Although apparently they're supposedly testing something where, like, if you're singing this, because it used to be based off of lyrics, but apparently now they're trying to test anything where, like, it's only the actual song itself that's playing. But I've gotten copyright strikes in a bunch of old videos with this one song that I've counted, that's the word I'm looking for, like, multiple times, so I don't think it's doing anything. Yeah, we went and had our dinner, we watched a movie. What were you doing?
Nothing, I just like making faces when you're not looking at me at the camera.
We ended up watching a movie. Chris very kindly said yes to a movie tonight. I was very excited. We ended up watching The Mummy, which has been on my list for a while. It's one of those films that I've never watched fully. It's been on TV a lot and I've always watched parts of it, but I can never piece. I feel like I watched like the beginning bit. I feel like I remember the bit at the beginning on the boat, and I remember the river conversation really clearly, but then I feel like it was always on at night and then I would always fall asleep before it finished, and so I never remembered what actually happened. It's kind of dark. Like, all of the deaths are really gruesome. You don't see them, it's not like gory. It's just that, ooh, you know, mess with your head kind of murders. It's creepy. Creepy is the word. It's a good movie though. Can't go wrong with Brendan Fraser. He is just the coolest guy. I like him a lot. I want him to be my friend. Do you want to be Brendan Fraser's friend?
Yeah, he seems like a cool dude.
He does. He does. That's been our evening and it's been really chill. Tomorrow I submit my final dissertation. As long as I'm told by my dissertation supervisor that that's... I can do that. Which, you know, she's not going to tell me I can't. Oh god, what happens if, like, the Turnitin website is just down when I want to submit it?
Dunno, but I'm kind of looking forward to this takeaway now, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, we're gonna get a takeaway to celebrate tomorrow. By the time this vlog's up, I will have submitted my dissertation, if you're watching on the day it's been uploaded. Although, if you're watching after this day it's been uploaded, then it also will be up. So, I don't know why I had to specify that. It's just awesome. It's this habit. It's been a lot, you know. I've been very productive today, which is great, and now the nerves are bubbling up about actually submitting it. So I'm gonna go to sleep and hopefully sleep it off. So thank you very much for watching, everyone, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. See you there nicely, Bush. Hi.